I want to do something a little bit interesting today. It was a big milestone for our family this week. My 20th anniversary was yesterday. And thank you. And I was thinking that I have this interesting minhag, this interesting custom that my wife and I have developed over the 20 years. We have a hobby. We collect something. Some people collect stamps. Some people collect little tchotchkes to put in their dining room. We collect parables, mishalim. Whenever we see something really interesting or ironic or something off, we say, that's a mashal for something, that's a parable for something. And then we try to think over that time what that could teach us. The truth is that this week's parsha, this week's portion, has one of the greatest, most symbolic mishalim of all time, and that is Yaakov Avinu's dream, Jacob's dream, where he dreams of a ladder. That's the bottom of the ladder is on the ground, and the top of the ladder reaches the heavens, and he sees the angels going up and down the ladder. And our sages teach us that they were going up and down for a very specific purpose. Our sages teach us that they went up the ladder and they saw in the heavens an image of Jacob. And then they came down and they saw him sitting there sleeping on the ground. And they, one second, that's the same person. And they went up again, and they saw that image of him in heaven, and then they came back down again, and they saw that there he is on the ground. And it's been explained that what was going on is that they were seeing the man on the ground, and they were seeing the image of his potential in the heavens, and they couldn't believe it. How many people, they say 90% of our brain is never used. They couldn't believe it. How many people use their potential? And here they saw it. Down on the ground they see a man who is completely the image that exists up there in heaven. That's some of the symbolism of the ladder. So we had our own little story this week. We went to the Aguda convention for Shabbos, which is a big convention of Orthodox Jews from all over the country, really all over the world. And it was in a big hotel in Stanford. And of course I got lost on the way there. And this is the type of thing I feel like only happens to me, but the GPS died. Okay, plug it in, right? That's what you're thinking. But no, the fuse blew on the outlet that you plug it into. Okay, those types of things happen to me. So it's Friday afternoon, getting close to Shabbos, and we are completely lost in Stanford. We know it's around here somewhere, but completely lost. Okay, I call my brother, he gets online, he finds the directions, he texts it to my phone, and I start making my way to the hotel. I get to the hotel about a half hour before Shabbos. I pull into the parking lot. Now the parking lot is one of these big parking structures. You go up level after level. So we pull in, and we know we're not finding parking on the first level. So we go up one. Oh my goodness, there are a lot of people here. We go up the second level. This is unbelievable. We go up the third level. I felt like I had gone up 10 times. Finally, it's like this. I'm going to be on the roof in a second. That's what it felt like to me. Finally, I found it started to get a little more sparse, the cars, and we pulled in between two cars. Anyway, Sunday morning, we're leaving the convention. I get into the elevator to go up to the top of the parking lot, and I see it has 6 floors, which I didn't notice on Friday, and I press 6, because I'm sure I'm parked on level 6. The elevator goes all the way up, creaking and making all kinds of noises, and the door opens. I go out onto level 6 with my luggage. There's not a single car in sight, including mine. I guess I made a mistake. I go down the next level, level 5, no cars. I go down another level, feeling not very brilliant. I go down another level, I'm up to level 4. There's no cars, including mine. I start getting a little nervous. My car is not very desirable. And I go down again, another level, finally on like a level 3.5, a couple of cars, including mine. Like, by perception, and as soon as it happened, I said to my wife, there's a mashal here, and we laughed, because that's what we do, we collect mishalim. So strange, when I was going up, I felt like I had been climbing, like, the World Trade Center, and on my way down, it wasn't on 6, it wasn't on 5, it wasn't on 4, until I finally found my car. And I was thinking about what you can learn from that, and I think there is something to learn from that. You know why I felt like I was really all the way up when I was on the way in? Because I was measuring it based on the other cars. And I passed so many cars, higher and higher, so many cars, that I must have been at the very top. But when I took an elevator all the way to the top, I saw how much more room there was, empty space, between where I was parked and the roof, and it got me thinking about life. How many times we create limitations on ourselves based on all the other people around us. And every one of us, our sages have taught us that every one of us has things about us that are completely unique. Something unique, something out of this world about each of us. The problem is that sometimes we can't tap into that greatness within us because we're limiting ourselves based on all the other cars. We think, wow, we really accomplished a lot. Look, there's almost no cars over here. All the other cars are below me. You accomplished nothing. There's level 4, there's level 5, there's level 6. You can do so much more. And that's what I started to wonder, if we sometimes are limiting ourselves because we're looking at other people's limitations, and then they're limiting themselves because they're looking at my limitations. And we have this, self-limiting, the community, self-limits itself. What would happen if we would do things the other way around? What would happen if we wouldn't accept any limitations and the sky is the limit? And then our friends would do the same thing, and we'd be able to discover each other's greatness instead of being limited by each other's limitations. So I'm sharing with you our little custom that we've had in our house over the last 20 years. And I strongly advise you to try to join my hobby. When you see something interesting, cars, traffic, when you're flying, business, you meet someone, an interesting thing happens on the news, you see something while you're outside, stop. Think about it. That's a mashal for something. What can I learn from that? Have a good night. Thank you very much.